Building generational wealth isn't about luck or where you begin. It's about the decisions you make at every stage of your life. Today, I'll be sharing the 10 most powerful money moves you can make from age 10 to 40 to set yourself up for a lifetime of success. Whether you're a teenager just starting out or a parent in your 30s, these steps will help you create a legacy of freedom and prosperity for yourself and your family. Let's dive in. This video actually started off as a thread that I made some time ago on Twitter. It later evolved into an article that I posted on Medium and on my website. But before we go ahead, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Modupe. I'm not a licensed financial advisor or anything of the sort. What I am is someone with life experiences that I'd like to share. I've had over 20 years work experience and over 15 years experience investing in assets across multiple countries. I believe there are a few things I could share that would be useful to someone out there. Now, make sure you stick around to the end of this video because as usual, I'm gonna have a bonus at the end. So what are the best things you could do for your financial future at various stages of your life? They say hindsight is the perfect 2020 vision. And when you look back at various phases of your life, it's always easier to see what could have gone better. So here are some thoughts on how I would design a perfect life, financially speaking. We'll start at the age of 12. I mean, that's the age Jesus was found in the temple. So if I was under the age of 12, knowing what I know now, I would prioritize building my character. The best time to build self-confidence, to learn things like emotional intelligence, how to think, how to critique, how to challenge, how to ask questions, is before you need it. And the only time you won't need it is when you're still a preteen. So if I was under the age of 12 today and I knew what I knew now, I would prioritize developing my character as a person, building my self-confidence, building my ability to reason. And trust me, you're going to need it. Though I don't know why I told me I would be watching this video, but yeah, as a child, character build should be your focus. Now, if I was under the age of 15, I would focus on learning a practical skill. I, in particular, would focus on learning how to code. Interestingly enough, I did learn how to code at the age of 16. I don't work in tech today, but you'll be surprised at how just understanding the basics of programming and how computers work has helped me navigate life and the corporate world in particular. And also knowing a few formulas can be a lifesaver when you are developing Excel templates for your boss. But the cool thing is we have ChatGPT now, so it can help you out with a few formulas if you're stuck. But it's actually important to know what is actually possible with computers. So understand the extent to which you can stretch the capabilities of a computer system and as well as its limitations. That's why today I'm never fazed when I heard there's some new tech out or there's some new platform, there's some new AI. It doesn't faze me because I know I can figure out how it works. And even if I'm not a specialist within that field, just understanding how those things work can give you an edge over someone that is just a mere user. Now, I have a question for you. What skills did you learn as a teenager? It doesn't have to be under the age of 15, but as a teenager, what skills did you learn that you still find helpful today? Leave your answers in the comments below. If I was under the age of 18, I would focus on getting into a university. And not just any university, a university with a great reputation. Trust me, I don't practice what I studied today, but the fact that I went to the university that I did graduate from has actually opened a number of doors for me, at least back home in Nigeria. University experience is invaluable. Even if you don't plan to ever work for anyone, just ask Steve Jobs. The university you attend also matters. The quality of the alumni, the quality of the training, or the perceived quality of the training. All very crucial details. Now, if I was under the age of 21 though, my focus would be graduating out of that university with honors. If possible, a first class. Worst case scenario, a second class upper, it's not so much your field that matters. It's the field that you can excel at from a university with a great reputation. It's more important than whatever field you study. I spent 10 semesters studying a field that I don't work in today. I could have gotten a similar degree in less time and with less stress and still built a similar career to the one I have now. You could study theater arts from University of Ibadan. You would still do a lot better than someone that studies, I don't know, engineering from some unknown university. It's just the way the world is. Now, if I was under the age of 24, we're assuming I've gotten that degree from an excellent university, my priority wouldn't be to get a job. No, it'll be to start a business. You don't want to rush into 9 to 5 before you've had the taste of entrepreneurship. Otherwise, you will never do it. Try your hands on a business. Try your hands on a side hustle. When I was in university, I used to sell floppy disks. Yeah, I'm showing my age. I used to sell floppy disks to my classmates while we were doing practicals for programming at the time. Try it out. Figure out if you're even good at it. Try and understand how money works. I remember I got into some side hustles as an undergraduate with my friends in uni at the time. And I learned one or two things from it. But if I could have that time back, I would actually take it serious. Because what I did then was once I graduated and served, I abandoned all the side hustles. I just went straight into looking for a job because I needed that stability. But if you're under 24 and you're still living with your folks, or you can still excuse living with your folks, ask them to give you a year. Give a side hustle, any side hustle, give it a year of your time and attention and effort before you now try something else. Now, speaking of giving a year, that's one of the beauties of NYSC. Aside the fact that it's supposed to help citizens of the country understand their country better, understand the people from other parts of their country, it's actually also a year that you have quite a bit of time to yourself and you can actually get involved in businesses. You can look around you for opportunities. I would suggest you read books like Read Dad Poor Dad. Yes, I know Kiyosaki is cancelled now, but read that book. It's a good book. Read books like The Richest Man in Babylon. Learn how to spot opportunities around you for investing and for business and experiment. Experiment while you don't have a lot of responsibilities. While no one is looking at you, they're like, oh, he's a bloody copper. He doesn't have any money. Use that period of time to experiment with entrepreneurship, with business, with side hustles, and find out what works. When you're 30, you no longer have that time to experiment. You will make some mistakes. You will learn from them. But most importantly, those lessons will be useful in the future, even if you end up on a corporate ladder. Plus, if it works out and Google buys your business, you might not need that corporate ladder anymore. Under 27, start investing. Start investing consistently. The thing about investing is your greatest asset is the time that you have. So at the age of 27, you're 13 years before 40. Those 13 years are precious. If you just put some change, some money in an ETF diligently every month for 13 years, you'd be amazed at how much it could turn into. So start investing, give yourself that cushion for the future. Learn what a good investment is, by the way, and what it's not. Harness the power of compound interest. It's easier and safer to develop good money habits when you don't have a lot of money, right? When you don't have a lot of money, you can afford to lose the little you have. But when you have a lot of money and you lose a ton of it, let's say you're in your mid-30s and you invest in some crypto scheme, and you lose all of it, it's a lot more devastating than when you put some small 500 pounds inside an ETF and crashes a bit. When you're investing at this age, your mistakes are curtailed. You don't have any life savings to crash into a crypto scam. So if you're under 30, I would now start focusing on getting a high paying job. Is at this stage you want to start to hedge your bets. If your experiment with entrepreneurial stuff hasn't panned out yet, you want to focus on getting a high paying job at this age. And even if you had a good overtime with the business that you gave a year to for the side hustle. So what I would suggest is get a high paying job once you're close to 30. The beauty of having an income source before starting your job search though is that you are less likely to jump at a horrible job, because some people just jump into the shittiest jobs ever just to have something to keep body and soul together. But if you have something already keeping body and soul together, you have some income coming already from your side hustle and so on. If you see a job and this is that to misbehave, you can easily step out. So it gives you a bit of confidence. You know what you're worth. You know what you can actually do on your own. Look out for a place where the culture is great and you get to learn how the corporate world works. Having that experience on your own gives you a bit of confidence. You can walk away from a bad job. I've walked away from bad jobs before. And remember, there are good employers out there. I've had some splendid employers in my work experience. There are good employers out there and there are good bosses out there. Don't settle for less. At this point, we'll talk about sponsorships. And luckily, this video is sponsored by me. If you're enjoying it so far, please click the like button below. Now, if you're nearing 33, I would start working towards getting a raise, getting a promotion, rising up within that corporate world. I'm one of those people that love to talk about the virtues of investing, but honestly, in my experience, nothing beats getting paid more for whatever you are doing. It's difficult for you to invest your way out of a bad job. If you're getting paid well, most times it beats whatever your investments returns are. Because what happens is your return compound over time, but a salary bump and actually just cover that weight, and it also feeds into your investments. You don't have to adjust your lifestyle to meet your new salary. You can just pass on that additional income into your investments and it secures your financial future. But don't settle for less. Don't settle for jobs where you work for 5 years, there's no promotion, there's no salary increase, no nothing. There are lots of shitty jobs like that in Nigeria. Don't take them. You're better off investing in yourself, learning skills, getting jobs up that you can do remotely for companies in other countries than settling for an employer that doesn't value you. So whether it's a business, whether it's a job, increasing your income and your earning power, your ability to earn has an exponential impact on your future wealth prospects. Investments are great, but the main job of an investment is to make sure you don't go poor. They might not make you extremely rich. They just make sure you don't go poor. You are not suffering. You have a cushion to look forward to when you can no longer work. That's the job of an investment. It's not to make you ball today. If you want to ball today, get a good job that pays you well or get a salary increase within your existing job. If you're under 36, now this may have a bit of gender bias because I'm speaking as a guy. If you're a woman, you may want to swap these points with the last one. But as a guy, if I'm under 36, that's when I will now be looking at getting married. 36 would be the ideal age for a guy to get married. 36 or below. But for both genders, marry the right person. Now I say right in quotes, right? But marry someone that will not ruin your life. So let's look at the pros first. Personally, I've always been intrigued by power couples. Whether you're talking about fictional couples like Claire and Blair Underwood or real life couples like Beyonce and Sean Carter, there's something magical about two people united in every possible way, physically, mentally, spiritually, and working towards a single focused goal. it's not always realistic to expect full alignment on all things. We're talking about two people with usually different backgrounds and aspirations. I've never been married before, but from what I've seen, the easiest way to derail and stray from your life's goals and ambitions is to marry the wrong person or someone that is wrong for you. They might be right for someone else. I think there are few things in life that could actually mess up your prospects more than marrying the wrong person. Divorce can have a nasty impact on your trajectory as a person. Having to raise kids with someone that either doesn't want kids or is just an irresponsible parent is worse than not being able to have kids. Marriage is a partnership, and a great friend could still make a horrible business partner or life partner. Choose wisely. Now we're at 39. If I were under the age of 39, I would start to invest for my children. I'm assuming you now have children. The moment you decide to have kids, you should start planning for their future. All the way till at least they are 18. Remember, the best gift you could give your 18-year-olds is a debt-free adulthood. That was something that my parents gave me, and I did not realize how valuable it was until I started to meet colleagues from other countries, developed nations, the UK, the US, who, for the first part of their careers, the bulk of their income was spent taking care of student loans and so on. We have doctors in the UK today who studied in Nigeria under severe conditions, but at the end of it, they graduated debt-free, and they were able to leave those conditions and make something for themselves. So the best gift you can give your 18-year-old is a debt-free adulthood. But in addition to that, a healthy, I don't want to say trust fund. If you're in the UK, a healthy junior ISA would also be a nice bonus. If you've gotten this far in the video, type MoneyGist in the comments below. Now, here's a bonus tip. Like I promised, after the age of 40, this is where you find out that you have something to give. I would implore you to start to pay it forward. It would surprise you at the wealth of knowledge that you've actually accumulated in the last 40 years of your life or in the last 20 years of your life, and who could benefit from this information. Sometimes when I don't feel like making videos or it feels like a lot of work or I'm trying to edit the video, like some of my earliest videos on this channel, I made them years before I actually edited and uploaded them. When I'm delaying putting off those videos, I remind myself that there's someone out there typing something into Google search right now, and the answer to what they're typing is in the video that I'm yet to upload. You need to realize that you have something to give, you have something to offer, especially when you're in your 40s, and it's time to start to pay it back. So beyond leaving a legacy for your children, beyond investing for your children, like we said in the previous point, you want to also start to give to people that you don't know. You want to create a YouTube channel, start a blog, start a newsletter on LinkedIn, create short videos on LinkedIn or on Instagram if that's your jam, but start to put out knowledge, lessons, things that you have learned, or you could just give short talks in your church or give talks at work. Develop your communication skills and share the information that you have, and the world will be better for it. Last I heard, life begins at 40, so you can start balling now. Enjoy your family. Enjoy your spouse and your children. Spend time with your children. Those habits that you've developed in your 20s should be paying off now. So it's time to give back. And not just your money, give your time, give your knowledge, and give your expertise. So if I'm to summarize what I've been talking about for the past, 40 minutes or thereabouts, I would say, what do you need to cultivate the successful life? cultivate a great personality, learn profitable skills, get a valuable qualification, earn, invest, and give to your loved ones and to others. Do all that and you'll be set for life. Thank you very much for watching this video till the end. If you found it helpful, please do 3 things for me. 1, leave a comment below and let me know what action you'll be taking as a result of this video or everything we've been talking about. You could also leave a question and I would answer it in subsequent videos. 2, check the video description for links to additional resources. There are tons and tons of stuff that I usually leave in my video descriptions on YouTube. So just check in there, look through the links. I change them from time to time when I find something interesting that I feel people would find valuable. Check them out. A quick caveat though, some of those links are affiliate links too, so I do benefit when you click on them, but you don't have to use my links. If you see anything in there that you find interesting, you can always check it out directly later. And 3, please share this video with someone that you think will find it helpful. Remember, we don't just want to keep the gist flowing, we need to get our money growing. See you around.